The top story this week, the longest government shutdown in the country's history comes to an end. Thank you for joining us for your 11 on 11. I'm Brooke Buckner. Federal employees were back to work on Thursday, just hours after President Trump signed a spending bill to reopen the government after 43 days. The agreement extends funding for most agencies until January 30th and includes 3 bills that fund other parts of the government through September 2026. Back pay for federal employees will begin going out as early as Sunday. Congressman Bruce Westerman sent the following statement saying he is proud to cast his vote to end the shutdown and allow him to continue the work he and other House Republicans have done. Representative French Hill sharing a similar sentiment, saying he is glad the government is now reopened so he and other Arkansas leaders can turn their focus back to those here in the state. The shutdown ending means SNAP benefits will begin rolling out as well. THV 11's Maya Ellison walks us through the timeline of when those hardest hit can finally see some relief.
Nothing's been done about SNAP benefits. So, I've got about $19 now.
Charles Owens is one of thousands of Arkansans relying on SNAP who felt the impact of the recent delay. Arkansas Department of Human Services announced last month that November benefits would be disrupted because of the government shutdown. That delay now comes to an end after Arkansas DHS says full benefits should be distributed late tonight into tomorrow.
It comes at an excellent time. What are we, 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving? I'm glad. Like I said, I'm waiting until it happens for sure, but I'm glad.
The United States Department of Agriculture issued updated guidance Wednesday night authorizing states to release the funds. DHS says they began processing payments immediately. In a statement, Secretary Janet Mann says, quote, "We are pleased that our beneficiaries will soon receive this important food assistance."
It was scheduled at 50%.
Last week, these same conversations were had at the Capitol. Arkansas lawmakers pressed DHS officials for answers.
I don't have an update from this morning because we had to issue the new tables to the IT team to begin working on the files. That's why I don't have a drop dead date.
Probably fair to say we're at the mercy of the government right now, the federal government.
During the pause, food banks saw increased need as families waited for assistance. DHS officials say they hope that funds will be completely restored before the holidays. In Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Election season has arrived, and we now have a good idea who's running next year. The flurry of filings closed today at noon, and THV 11's Catherine Rowley breaks down some of the key races.
We are inching closer and closer to the primary in March for the 2026 election in November of next year. Now, some of these key races include state Senate seats as well as governor, as well as federal races. This all comes during an important midterm election for congressional races. We start with who is running for governor. 2 Democratic candidates have filed to run against sitting Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. State Senator Fred Love and Sufa Zaprathis Mays are looking to unseat Sanders. There's also multiple Republicans, both Democrat and Republicans, running for the Senate seat that is up for election this cycle. Democrats Haley Schofier and Mayor Ethan Dunbar filed to run against Senator Tom Cotton, who did already refile. Micah Ashby and Jeb Little also filed to run. There have also been filings in one Senate district that is at the center of a lawsuit. Senate District 26 has been vacant since the passing of Senator Gary Stubblefield, prompting a special election date, and that's dependent on an appeal by the Attorney General's office after a Pulaski County judge ruled that a special election should take place in March instead of June, which is the proposed date by the governor. Adam Watson, an independent, filed to run against 5 Republicans: Wade Dunn, Stacey Smith, Ted Tritt, Mark Berry, and Brad Simon. The brief in that appeal over that date for the election is December 13th. House District 70 is also at the center of the similar lawsuit. A Pulaski County judge ruled that a special election in that House district also needed to take place on March 3rd. The state also has filed an appeal in that case as well, and that briefing is due on December 17th. Both Lieutenant Governor Leslie Rutledge and Attorney General Tim Griffin are running unopposed. Again, the primary is the first step in this election, and that will take place on March 3rd of next year.
Meanwhile, city leaders in Ozark are standing by their opposition to the proposed state prison in Franklin County. Ozark Mayor Roxy Hall says representatives from the prison have not contacted the city about a possible water supply for the facility, but have reportedly reached out directly to the local water company. Hall says she was told she would need to contact state officials first if the city wanted to discuss water options, but she's made it clear she won't take that step without the council's approval. And the city council refused to give that when they met last night. That follows a resolution earlier this year opposed to the project about 20 miles from the city. Council members say the city already has nearly $23 million in its own water infrastructure needs. Another closely watched race, even getting national attention, Aaron Spencer running for Lonoke County Sheriff. Spencer is the man charged with killing his daughter's alleged rapist, but if he's convicted, he can't serve in that position. THV 11's Carter Thweet gets us up to speed on how the case is unfolding.
Prosecutors attempting to paint a picture that Aaron Spencer planned to kill 67-year-old Michael Fossler even before he found Fossler with his 14-year-old daughter on October 8, 2024. That theory emerged in a legal brief late last week. His defense says his actions before the shooting aren't relevant. The state says they are, and included several new details in their reasoning. Prosecutors highlighted Spencer's conduct 3 months before the killing. Prior to Fossler's arrest in July on more than 40 charges and counts, the state says Spencer asked an acquaintance of Fossler's for the man's address. He allegedly told that person, quote, "Don't call anyone. Don't call the police." But word did get out, and as investigators looked into the rape, 2 Lonoke County Sheriff's officers showed up to Spencer's home. A transcript of their conversation, recorded by body cam in July, is in the state's filing. Spencer questions how much prison time Fossler might face. He asks the officers, what's going to happen? 3 to 5? He's rolling around, cruising, grooming? He then refers to another child abuser and says, quote, "He's going to get back out, isn't he?" indicating his belief that the same would happen with Fossler. One of the deputies warned Spencer, saying, "We don't live in a country where you can take the law into your own hands." Spencer responds with an expletive. The prosecution saying all of this proves Spencer had an intent to kill, saying, quote, "His understandable rage did not give him the legal right to kill Fossler." Ultimately, that'll be up to a jury in a trial for second-degree murder set for January 26th of next year.
We also learned this week the parents of a teen killed by a Benton police officer in 2016 will not receive any money after a federal appeals court ruled the jury's verdict should have been dismissed. Keegan Schweikel died after Benton officer Kyle Ellison shot him during an encounter with the teen in a mental health episode. A jury cleared the officer but ordered the city and the police chief at the time, Kirk Lane, to pay $32 million for improper training. But the judge in that case later ruled if the jury didn't find the officer liable, the city can't be found liable. An appeals court panel upheld that decision this week. And new information about the case involving Andrew McGann, the man accused of killing 2 hikers at Devil's Den State Park. His lawyers are formally asking to take the death penalty off the table. They filed 19 new motions in Washington County Court this week, including one that argues the death penalty is unconstitutional, calling it cruel and unusual punishment. Other motions ask for access to jail records, including medical and mental health files, communications, and disciplinary records, which could be used to present mitigating evidence in a potential penalty phase. Other motions also show a legal team preparing for a long trial. McGann is accused of stabbing Clinton and Kristen Brink as they hiked with their small children back in August. It sparked an extensive manhunt. His next hearing is set for later this month in Washington County. A Republican state representative is facing questions after 2 women arrested for burglary allegedly visited his house shortly before being pulled over. Rolly Hoyt shows us how officers with the Pottsville Police Department visited Representative Matt Duffield back on May 7th for what the chief in the Pope County city called a welfare check.
Earlier in the day, officers arrested Kalia Parham and Brittany Green, both of Little Rock, after their car matched one pulling away from a church parking lot where cameras allegedly showed them going through cars. Victims reported cash and a gun were missing. When Green recounted their whereabouts that night, she told investigators Parham insisted they go to an address in Russellville. Police Chief John Pritchard confirmed to me that address is where Representative Duffield lives. According to court records, Green says Parham went inside for more than a half hour and returned to the car with a, quote, wad of cash. During questioning, Parham denied making the trip, as well as denied being in the person shown in a series of security videos at stores and that church parking lot. Chief Pritchard told me the fact that a gun was stolen prompted them to check on Duffield. Cash and cards have been recovered, but the gun is still missing. The chief says once Duffield answered the door, his concern turned to suspicion about what went on while the two women went to his house. But Chief Pritchard said the woman had too many other opportunities to have disposed of the gun to ever secure a warrant to search Duffield's house. To be clear, Duffield has not been accused or charged with any crime, according to the chief and prosecutor records. We've tried repeatedly to reach Duffield to give him a chance to address the suspicions. The Republican and former professional wrestler filed for re-election last week. With the window to file only open until noon on Wednesday, Duffield does not have any primary challengers. A Democrat, Jennifer Luter, filed to run in that race last Friday.
Veterans Day was earlier this week, and we honored those who fought for our freedom. After the break, a couple of the events across Central Arkansas. Earlier this week, we remembered Veterans Day, a time to honor those who served and sacrificed for our country. Local students and community members gathered at the Capitol to do just that, and one Marine Corps veteran shared why these ceremonies mean so much. Paul Garrett, a U.S. Marine who served from 1965 to 1969, says Veterans Day isn't just about thinking, it's about remembering. He wants everyone to recognize the sacrifices made by service members, especially those who didn't make it home. Garrett also points out the value these events bring to younger generations, teaching lessons in civics and the meaning of freedom.
I think it's a great thing because what we want to do is remember these people. That's the thing that really counts, especially the fallen heroes that didn't make it back. They're the real heroes, and this event remembers them and their service.
Garrett specifically thanked Calvary Academy for sponsoring the event, giving students a chance to learn firsthand about the service and sacrifices that protect the freedoms Americans enjoy every day. Our state is home to thousands of veterans, each with their own unique story. THV 11's Carter Thweet was at another event in Little Rock where one veteran was gifted a special surprise.
A crowd of veterans and veteran supporters gathered to honor their country and each other Tuesday. Event organizer Jason Irby says the Corvettes and Veterans event might sound unusual, but veterans in attendance understand that before it was a car, a Corvette was a military vessel.
Just kind of was fitting to put it together. A car show with a salute and a ceremony at War Memorial Stadium.
The community showed up. Check out the 60-foot flag being flown by the Little Rock Fire Department. William Boyd also showed up. The Lone Oak area veteran has quite a story.
We had to go out there and pull those guys out of that burning airplane, and we did it without even thinking about it.
Boyd earned a Bronze Star for his heroism performed during his 4 years in Vietnam and Cambodia. He says he wasn't thrilled when he was drafted, and things were difficult after he came back in 1971.
I had post-traumatic stress real bad. In combat, you're not the same person. You know, if you've been through combat, every day you woke up, somebody was trying to kill you, you know, and it's just stress. It's a stressful thing to see.
But Boyd eventually turned things around, graduating from UAPB and, true to his Air Force roots, becoming a pilot, flying for the next 40 years. For a life well lived and his bravery in combat, he was honored Tuesday by the organization Central Arkansas Quilts of Valor, who present handmade quilts to heroes like Boyd.
I tell people I'm not a hero, you know, I did what I supposed and was trained to do, to serve and to protect.
In Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
And Coach Cal is adding to his list of players, but it may be a name you're already familiar with. The newest hoop hog and the celebration that made it official.
You give me this on a Saturday morning before a college game day. Ooh. I didn't even think the Hogs would win if they had some of these. Can we send some of these to Fayetteville, please? Can the Hogs get this so I can actually win a game? I mean, maybe. This week on Eat It Up, we are back in my hometown of Cabot. It is fall, y'all, and that means brunch opportunities are plenty to see. We are at the Peppermill Cafe and Grill. Can't wait to show you guys some incredible breakfast options, omelets, eggs Benedict left and right, a huge breakfast, and I have to say, right now, this may be the best pie we have ever had here on Eat It Up. I can't wait to show you it all. So what do you say? Let's eat it up!
It's pretty steady, stay steady. Some days we can't keep up. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is very, very busy. The atmosphere and the food, it's great. Good with the community, we love it. It was Brian's dream, and after he passed away, Candy and Tim came in and took it over, and it's been great. It's pretty cool. It's awesome. It's a reminder every day. It's worth it. I need to go back to my comfort zone. Our chicken tenders, we batter them ourselves. A lot of people love those. The Philly, everything gets cooked. Our Benedict is popular. We make that sauce every morning ourselves. Fried pies are good. Yes, the fried pies are good. It's a biscuit. We roll it out, fill it. We have all different pecan chocolate, apple, cheesecake, strawberry, seasonal too. We have pumpkin.
It looks so proper. It looks amazing. Eggs Benedict. You almost feel a little bad for eating it, but I actually do. It's almost like the fanciest Egg McMuffin you could ever hope for. It's unbelievably good. Oh my gosh. Have you ever seen a more perfect omelet? I mean, that's like the one they show off in the commercials. It's not real, it's a fake omelet, but this is real. This is the real omelet. And I'm telling you, this is one of the top omelets. Not just here in Cabot, maybe in Central Arkansas. I'm obsessed with shrimp and grits. Come on, come on.
The state fair has nothing on that.
If you want to get these, I have a 2-year-old. You can use him as a disguise. Say, oh yeah, give me the chicken tenders. Get the chicken tenders here. No one will judge you, even if you're a 35-year-old guy. Ladies and gentlemen, the best pie in the state of Arkansas. It's not just me, a lot of people out there. This may be it. I wish you were here. Hang on. I gotta call everybody I know. Y'all win. Y'all won. Y'all won.
A life-changing signing day at Little Rock Christian Academy. J.J. Andrews made his dream official, signing a letter of intent to play for the Arkansas Razorbacks. THV 11's Maya Ellison takes us inside the celebration and the love that filled the room.
Inside Little Rock Christian Academy, it was a day of celebration for 4 athletes. And through the crowd, one familiar face stood out. Jayshawn J.J. Andrews, the #1 player in the state and 2024-25 Gatorade Player of the Year. His mom, Janetta, says there was grind before the glory.
All the hard work, all the times going to the gym and sacrificing family time, friend time. This year he sacrificed going to homecoming to fulfill his dream to try to make USA basketball team.
Andrews preparing to make his collegiate decision official. But basketball isn't the only thing that makes JJ, well, JJ.
Family is everything. It's a huge motivator of mine.
His family never missing a beat, supporting his love for the game.
He started dribbling the ball. The first time I took him to the gym, he was 4. That was the first time I had ever taken him, and he could dribble the ball with one hand, the full court, and shoot a layup.
For his parents, former Razorback lineman Sean Andrews and former Western Carolina hooper Janetta Andrews, they knew early on their son was different.
Just seeing him as he grew, as he started playing the game, just a lot of natural talent from just the way he, his form, shooting, and things of that nature. It just like things seemed to be kind of easy.
And in their home, the focus was never pressure, only love.
Oh, we dance and we sing. We just enjoy laughing and just loving on each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating J.J. Andrews.
A dream, years in the making, now met with purpose.
Like, I remember when I was little, I see all the stuff my dad had, like his jersey, and I was like, dang, I want to be a part of that one day.
It's now your time to sign your letter of intent.
It was emotional, just knowing what I had to do to get here, and I'm definitely thankful for it all.
In Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Congrats to him. After nearly 2 decades, Little Rock City officials say they may be close to completing the Arkansas River Trail project. Established in the early 2000s, the trail has connected communities and attracted tourists from across the state, but there's always been a piece missing. You may notice it along Cantrell Road near Dillard's headquarters. Cyclists and members of the group Bicycle Advocacy of Central Arkansas have raised concerns about narrow sidewalks and limited space to avoid fast-moving traffic. The group's vice president says finding a solution has been long overdue.
We want all that stuff, but let's focus on what we haven't gotten finished yet, is really what we want to do. It feels like that sections like this just get neglected once all the ribbon cuttings and grand openings of something else is moving into the news cycle, and this gets forgotten all the time.
Here's a look at the renderings presented to the public recently. The new design would move cyclists away from traffic by using a tunnel and at-grade crossings. Little Rock Public Works Director Manish Krishnan says despite the delays, he's hopeful this is one step closer to finishing the loop. If you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, look no further than one of Little Rock's newest entertainment spots. Film Alley just opened with bowling, movies, arcade games, and food and drink. Carter Thweet got a sneak peek ahead of the grand opening.
Bowling, an arcade, movies, food and drink, all of that and more can be found starting Thursday at Film Alley, says General Manager Denard Stewart.
Like I said, in terms of the experience, you won't find it anywhere else.
As the work continues to be ready for Thursday's opening night, Stewart feels nostalgic. He's from Little Rock, and the old Breckenridge Regal Theater that stood here was one of his favorite spots.
Being able to see it transform the way that it has been an awesome experience.
Texas-based Schulman Theaters has revitalized the building, which closed in 2023. Stewart showed me around.
We have 8 lanes of what we call duck pin bowling, which only difference between it and the more traditional bowling is just smaller pins and smaller balls.
And they've added to the theater with a new arcade, complete with prizes, plus a restaurant with a full menu and 24 drinks on tap.
We have ample amounts of seating, projectors around as well for my sports fanatics.
And as far as the grand opening goes, Stewart can't wait.
We're definitely excited to finally be opening the doors. A lot of excitement. And it's just great to actually be able to kind of see, you know, the hard work that the team has been putting in come together.
Film Alley has showtimes for new releases like Running Man and Now You See Me, Now You Don't this weekend. You can also watch the first Wicked movie at the theater ahead of the sequel's release next Friday. Thank you for joining us here on THV 11 Plus. We'll be back next week.